This is Dr. Satish, Assistant Professor at British Applied College. I welcome you all to this video lecture. This is for ENG110, Computer Aided Design in Engineering. This is a Level 3 unit for Pearson Subsidiary Diploma in Engineering. Now, in this video, I will discuss about how to do assembly in FreeCAD. I will explain with an example a flange coupling, okay, a flange coupling assembly example. Now if you look into this picture, here I have, this is my flange coupling assembly diagram, and this is my components of the flange coupling assembly. If you see this bill of materials, I have 5 different materials, 5 different components. They are marked here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the first one is my flange. This is my right side view and front view of the flange. If I go here to the shaft, this is my right side view and front view of the shaft, and if I go into taper key, my front view and the right side view and the bolt and nut. Okay, so what I will do is I will divide this video into 2 different parts. In the first part of the video, I will show you how to model the components, all the 5 components. In the second part of the video, I will explain about how to do the assembly. Now, let me open FreeCAD. Let me go to part design. I will create a new file. I will create a body, create a sketch. If I talk about modeling the first part, flange, this is my front view, so what I will choose is, I will choose the front plane, XZ plane, and I will start drawing. So the outer part, the outer circle is of dia 190 mm as mentioned here, and here it's mentioned as all dimensions in mm. So one has to note that. So 190 mm, and the inner dia is 45 mm in dia. So I will choose 2 different circles. Okay, so the outer one will be 190 and the inner one will be 45. Is it 45? Let me check again. Yes, of course, it is 45 mm dia. Yeah, perfect. Now I will close this. This is fully constrained one, and I will go for padding. So if I go for padding, my padding it should be for 20 mm. First, what I will do is I will prepare this, the bottom plate. Then I will go for the middle part. Okay, so I will pad it to 20 mm here. So pad 20. Okay. Now I will create this and I will create the sketch. So in this sketch, I can create this 90 mm dia part. Okay, so I will convert this external geometry, okay, the inner circle, and I will create a circle of 90 mm dia. Okay, here comes my 90 mm dia, and also I need to draw another circle because it is hollow right throughout. So I will draw another circle, and here it is. It's fully constrained, so you can see this. So if I try to pad it, and this padding should be done for the total thickness is 75, and I already padded 20, so the remaining should be 55 here. So I do 55 mm padding, and I click OK. I have my flange shape here. I'm reaching the final shape here. Good. Now there are 4 holes. Okay, let me try to do the 4 holes now. So I will create a sketch, and I will create a small circle here, and this circle, okay, if you see the left side view, I can understand the centers of this circle is 140 away. Okay, they both both of the centers, the top hole and the bottom hole, they are 140 mm away. So from the center it will be 70, and the dia of this holes is 12 mm. I can see this here. So I will draw the diameter. I will constrain the diameter as 12 mm, and the vertical distance from the center of the circle to the origin, okay, this will be 70. Fine. Then what I will do is I will go for making a pocket. It's a through hole. So I can see the through hole pocket here, okay. After creating this packet, what I will do is I will go for a polar pattern. I will not create a sketch each time. So I will go for a polar pattern, and this is I need I will be needing 4 such holes. So I will do that and click OK. So I get my 4 holes here. Perfect. Now if I the other parts I have is I have to make this keyway. Okay, so I have to prepare this keyway, and I have to do the fillets. So only fillets and keyway is the 2 things left here. Now if you see the keyway has a taper angle when viewed from the side, okay, and when viewed from the front, it is its breadth is 14 mm. Okay, so we will look into this, how to model this. My best idea here is I will create a I will try to create a sketch. I will try to create a sketch on the right side plane. Okay, so that will be much better for me. So I will click this plane, and I will go for creating a sketch over this plane. Okay, so while creating a sketch over this plane, I cannot see properly the figures. Okay, so I will better convert this into wireframe as of now. Okay. But before I convert this to wireframe, I need to specify the edges. Okay, I will create the left and the right edges. I'm sorry. Yeah, so the left and the right edges are done. Now I will go for wireframe such that I can create my sketch exactly on the middle, okay, on the right plane. Now I'll just delete this circle. So I need to understand, okay, this is a 1:100 taper, which means for every 100 mm horizontal length, the vertical length should be 1 mm. Okay, so if that is the case, then for 75 mm, one has to understand for 75 mm the vertical distance, okay, the change in distance will be 0.75. So if the larger end is 47.90, then the smaller end will be 47.90 minus 0.75, something like that. Okay, so now what I will do is I will prepare 2 lines. One, I will make it horizontal. I will make a line here from this part to this part, and let it be horizontal. I will make another line which is not a horizontal one. Okay, I will make something like this. So now this lower end, okay, this lower end is exactly lying on this part. Okay, so to avoid multiple bodies error, what I will do is I will make sure this exactly it is lying on this inner circle, okay, which is 45 mm dia. So to avoid the error, I will just keep somewhat down. Okay, so the radius should be 22.5 from the center if the diameter is 45. So what I will do here is I will just make sure this is instead of 22.5, I will give 21.5, because I can avoid multiple bodies error. Okay, 21.5. Fine. Now the upper length, that is the major concern here, that is 47.90 from the lower end of the inner circle. So what I will do is I have to subtract 47.90 minus 22.5. Okay, so if I go for the length, this and this, so I will just write 47.90 minus 22.5. So which, if you check properly, it will be 25.4. Okay, so this, the left part, okay, the left part as per the diagram, which is the smaller of smaller length, okay, because of the tapering, it should be, we should subtract 0.75, okay, because of this ratio, okay, which is the total thickness is 75. So because of this ratio, I will be subtracting 0.75 from this length. So what I will do here is, so the total is 25 point, the larger part is 25.4. Now I will make sure the vertical distance between the origin and this one, okay, it is 25.4 minus 0.75. Okay, now here comes the part. Okay, now I can just connect these two, and I will go for padding. And this over constraint is because when I connect these two lines, it is already a vertical line. Okay, again it is creating a vertical constraint. Whenever I draw a vertical line, the FreeCAD automatically creates a vertical constraint. So if I delete this vertical constraint, then things will be fine. Similarly, when I go to the other end, I will close this, and as I close, you will see a over constraint part. Once you delete this over vertical constraint, things will be fine. Okay. Now I will go to before I go to wireframe, let me close it and see. Yes, this is how it is. And now let me go to wireframe. Sorry, assets. I will go to assets. Then I will try to pocket the sketch. Okay. So this pocketing, I will make sure this pocketing is done. See, this pocketing should be done. If I see the front view, it should be done for 14 mm. I will make sure this is done on. I'm drawing at the center. Okay, so I'm drawing at the center. One should understand this. So from the left, from the left I will give 7 mm, and from the right I give 7 mm. So I have an option in FreeCAD. I will go for 2 dimensions. I will give 7 mm from the left, and also the 2 dimensions, 7 mm from the right and also 7 mm from the right. Okay, so if I give this, I will get this part. Okay, so you can see how perfect it is, and I will just hide this view. Okay, the origin view, I mean the planes view. So my flange is almost ready, only the fillet part is left. So if you see, all fillets and rods are radius 3. So what I do here is, I will select the edges, select these 3 edges, and I will go for fillet option, and my radius will be 3 mm. So here it goes. I click OK, and this is my flange. Okay, I save this as flange. I'll create a new folder in the name of assembly, and I will give a part. Okay, I'll give a file name for this. This will be my flange. Okay, flange. Okay, now let me go to the second part. Okay, the flange is the difficult part. The other things will be quite easy. Now here we have a shaft. I have a shaft here. So I will create new. I will go for part design, create body, create sketch, and again I will choose the front plane. I will create a shaft. This shaft is going to be 45 mm, which is because it goes inside the flange in the assembly. So this will be, the shaft will be 45 mm. Let me give the diameter as 45. Okay, and let me pad it. Okay, the padding length. So they didn't give the total length of the shaft, so it's obvious it is a continuous shaft. And now this the keyway. Okay, the keyway is for 90. So if the keyway is for 90 mm, then it should be more than 90 mm. So roughly on a rough basis, I will give 120 mm padding. Okay, so I will pad this for 120 mm, and I have here. Okay, so if I view from the right side, I can see this. Okay, I must make a keyway. So this 14 mm keyway, and this should be made for 90 mm. Okay, so what I will do is I will just make a small, I will click this face, I will just make a small rectangle which will be easy for me, and in this rectangle I will give the dimension as 14, okay, which is very important. This will be 14, okay, and how far this is away. So they have given from the bottom, okay, part, this is 39.5, so I will subtract the radius. So if I subtract the radius, I have to click the vertical constraint, okay, not the distance constraint, vertical. So I'm sorry, I forgot the distance, 39.5. So 39.5 minus 22.5, so this will be here, perfect. Okay, so I have to make sure this is at the middle, so I have to give a horizontal constraint from one of the sides to this center origin. It is 7. Okay, now it is properly constrained. But still 1 degree of freedom left at the length. The length part we will not worry, okay, whatever the length, let it be, okay, fine, because once the pocket is done, the upper part is it's not going to matter. Okay, so this will be done for 90 mm, 90 mm, so perfect. And I think there is a fillet, yes, oh, there is a not a fillet, it is chamfer. Okay, so 2 cross 45 degree, so let me choose this, and oh my god, I cannot choose, oh, I have to choose the whole body, fine. Now what I will do is I will go for chamfering, and I will go for distance and angle, and in the size part I give 2 mm and this 45 degree. Okay, so my shaft is done. I will quickly save it, and shaft is done, perfect. And I will go for the taper key. Now my taper key is of 14, okay, 14 mm, I know this, but the height is 9 mm on one side and it is very less on the other side. Again the taper angle is 1:100 as this, because this is the keyway and this is the key, taper key. So for 80 mm dia, the smaller side should be on a ratio 0.8 less, okay, less than 9. So it will be obviously 8.2. Okay, so what I will do here is on right side I will just make a I'll go to FreeCAD, I'll close this, I'll create new, create body, create sketch on I can draw on a right plane, yeah, that is fine. Okay, so what I will do here is let me see, yeah, so I'll prepare a horizontal line and I'll prepare a vertical line, and I'll prepare small vertical line, and actually that will be vertical. I'll change it to vertical constraint, and because this is here, I'll just delete the constraints. Maybe if I delete this, it will be fine. Yeah, this will be vertical constraint. Yeah, now let me give the dimensions. The total length should be 80. Yeah, fine. And from one end, the horizontal distance from this point and this point, I have to make sure it is 40. Okay, so I'll make sure it's 40, and the length the vertical length of this will be 8.2 and this will be 9. Perfect. Okay, so very less ratio, 1:100, so you can barely see the taper. Now what I will do is I will close this and I will go for padding, and this padding I will do for both the dimensions 7 and 7 as I did for the keyway, 7 and 7. Okay, so here is my 14 mm part. So I will just save this quickly, save it, I will save as taper key. Now I will just quickly create the bolt and nut. So what I will do is I will go for fasteners. Okay, I will create new. I will go for model. I will make a fastener here. Let me see the other types. Okay, this is the one. Okay, and I have this for nut also, and the washers. Okay, now what I will do is I will go for this ISO 4017. Okay, so I think this will be fine. In this ISO 4017, if I look into this, the total length should be 18 plus 34, 52, 52 plus 8, 60. So the total length should be 60. I should understand that. And among this, this part, okay, where the thread is appearing only for 18 and the thread dimension is M12. Okay, that is the standard metric. So what I will do here is I will just convert this in the settings. M12. Okay, the length I'll just give the it is sufficient for me to give the bottom length. Okay, so 34 plus 18, 52. So I'll give the custom length 52. Okay, and the thread, sorry, if I give thread true, then I can click an offset. Okay, the offset will be for 34. Let me see, 34. I'm sorry, let me check here again. Okay, so I cannot change here, so maybe I will try with 4014 here. Yes, if I go for 4014, I can make this. Okay, here the nut, it is M12, so I will quickly go for creating a new one. The fasteners, the nut part, here I have ISO 4032. I'll just use the simple one here. I'll click this as M12. I'll click I'll change this to M12, and the thread I'll give true so that you can see the thread. Yeah, okay, so this is perfect, and I will just save this file, save as nut. So in this video we created all the 5 parts. In the next part of this video I will show you how to do the assembly. Thank you.